Hello and look. Open eyes. Old time country podcast. Both comrades here now.
Good evening, folks. How are y'all doing out there? I hope you're doing as well as I am. This is your good friend, your good pal, Bill Barrynut, and I'm doing great. And I'm going to tell you why I'm doing great, and I hope you're doing great for the same reasons, and that's because of Christmas. I had a great Christmas. Edgar, Philip, my wife Nancy, those are my boys. We had a wonderful Christmas together. Traditional Christmas is what we've always done. That's what we did this year. And I want to say right now, isn't it great to be living in a country where you can say that again? Merry Christmas to somebody. Talk about your Christmas, how much you enjoyed. It's just like a weight's been lifted off you. I can enjoy Christmas exactly as it should be enjoyed. Haven't been able to do that in a while, and I'm glad I'm doing it now. And I tell you, somebody else who loves Christmas, and some people, I'm going to say right now, we got a few letters, and I'm upset about this. Some people said, talking Christmas gift, Christmas is over. It's time to get a New Year's something or other, a noisemaker, have something else there for that. But let me tell you right now, I think talking Christmas gifts should be around year-round, always there. It doesn't have to be a holiday to enjoy a present or guessing. Both of those things are year-round. Everyone likes it. And I tell you what I like a lot right now the most is that talking Christmas gift is sitting here right beside me. How was your Christmas? Talking Christmas gift.
What's in me? What's in me?
Is there something different this week than the last week?
What's in me?
Well, I bet that I don't know, but I bet there's a little bit less than there was before Christmas. Am I right?
What's in me?
I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to think about it. Let me think on it here. Well, let's see. What I got for Christmas. I don't know who you are present for. If it's for a child.
Yes.
Let's see. Video games. Kids love video games. They love to play them.
No.
No? Didn't get that one. Well, what is it? Kids just all the time. You know what? I see kids playing on the phone all the time. They don't even need to be on the TV. They got their own little. Is there a phone in there for a child?
Phone? No.
No? Let me think. Not a phone. I tell you, though, you do see them. I know Edgar and Philip. Now, they're grown now. But
do they have their own families?
Well, Edgar has, had a family. They're still family. They're just not together. That's how I like to look at it. And Philip, I keep telling there's a lot of women in the sea. And, he meets one, and just things always seems to be trouble behind that. So I think it's best right now that Philip is single. But Edgar has a family. He's single as well, but he does have a family that they just do not live together.
Twix Santa Clauses.
Twix Santa Clauses?
Open me up.
Is that what's in you?
Get them out of me.
Is there some? Let me see. Let me get up here.
Get them out of me.
Here, let me. Does this open? Hang on. It's pull, not push, right?
Pull. Not so hard.
Hang on. Oh, look at there.
Yay!
Look at there. Now, what is this? Let me see. Now, that's a Twix. Now, Twix usually are a caramel-coated sticks. Am I right? Have some chocolate on it, some cookies, right? Sticks.
These are Santa hands.
These are. Is that what it is? They just look round to me. I couldn't tell. I haven't opened it up. Let me open a wrapper up here because they are
Santa Claus's face.
Let's see here. Well, look at there. Now it's Santa Claus. It's Santa Claus looking at me, but on Santa Claus' hat it says Twix. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. You've got a bunch in there too. You got a bunch of here. Are all these Santa Claus Twix talking Christmas gift?
What else are they supposed to be?
I don't think it's supposed to be anything. That they're fine being this. I like them just the way they are.
That's all there is.
Nothing wrong with Santa Claus's face. Like I said, I celebrate a traditional Christmas, and when I do,
Merry Christmas.
Doesn't that feel good to say it? No repercussions.
Some people don't like me saying my own name.
You know what?
Talking holiday gift.
Well, you are talking Christmas gift.
Yes.
Now, nothing against holidays. If that's a holiday, whatever holiday it is that you celebrate,
Christmas.
It's what it should be, and that's what I celebrate. Like I said, a traditional Christmas.
My name is Christmas, and I'm a Christmas gift.
When
I talk, I say Merry Christmas.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you should say now.
But before it was scary.
You couldn't. People give you an evil eye, look at you funny. You may not get served in a restaurant. You may, there's the door, sir. I could go on and on. If this time around, year comes around and you say Merry Christmas, not like that anymore. Let's look toward the future. Now, if you want your holiday gift to talk, then you go find you one, whatever holiday it is, whatever kind of gift it is. Not saying it shouldn't talk. It can talk. It can say whatever it's want. It is a free country. But I'm going to sit beside talking Christmas gift. That's where I want to be.
That's what I am.
That's exactly what you are.
It doesn't feel good to be discriminated against.
Absolutely, it does not. Nobody wants to be discriminated against.
Not me.
Not me either.
How do you feel?
I feel worse when I'm discriminated against around Christmas time. That's the worst time to be discriminated against. Is the holidays, and that's when I feel the worst, when it's done. But like I said, don't have to worry about that no more. That's in the past. Let's look toward the future. Let's look to being great. Let's look to a great Christmas every year. How's that sound?
But how do you feel medically?
Pardon me?
How do you feel on the inside?
I know what you're saying here now.
It's sad.
Well, it's sad and it's not. Let me explain now.
It's real sad.
I'm glad to be back on here. First off, let me make it perfectly clear that, of course, this is not for broadcast purposes. Now, we tried this once, and the higher-ups, our good comrades, our fellow citizens, they seem to think that there was a few issues that they wanted to see dealt with, and I tell you what, I heard it, and I heard it well. What they said is pick up the pace and get right to it.
Oh, no.
That's what we're going to do. And if that's what you want.
After we get done with this part?
Well,
should we start over?
Well, can we do that? Are we allowed? I don't know
no.
if that's. I don't think we have permission to do that.
Well, let's explicitly said don't.
Well, pick up the pace.
You get one shot.
Pick up the pace. Well, this would be shot number 2 if you look at it that way, and we are grateful. Let me say right now.
For shot number 2, you get one shot. They said.
That's exactly right. And so
don't eat on the air.
We're going to pick up the pace and get right to it. That's what we're going to do. If you think of that, you're going to be thinking of listening to this right here, and then hopefully we will have one up for broadcast, and people can actually enjoy that and listen to it. But we're not ready for that yet. But let's pick up the pace, get right to it. Like I was saying, so very grateful to have another opportunity. Well,
oh no.
Oh
no.
Let me. I'm sorry.
Ruined.
No, it's not ruined. Just one moment. Hello. All right. Yes, we are going to do that. Yes, sir. I didn't realize you could hear this now. I thought you listened to it later, but you're hearing it. All right. Thank you very much. All right. We need to pick up the pace and get right to it. And that's what we're going to do. And again, being grateful to have the opportunity to do that again, to have that second chance, because a lot of people don't get them. We're lucky that we got one, and we're going to take it, and we're going to make all that we can with it. But there was a moment where I didn't think I was going to be able to do this. Under the weather. We were concerned, saw a doctor. The higher ups, they take care of this thing. I got a shot of something. They gave me a shot of something in the leg, and I'm ready to go. And here I am ready to go, and I'm going to keep going. Now, let me explain what I got now. Now, some people people are talking about this, and people said, well, he got this and he got that. Now, this is something that has gone around before. It's been in the past. And talking Christmas gift, this is part of, getting the gift and getting to get inside you is the reward that I care about. And if there's side effects to that, so be it.
That's not true. It's just a coincidence.
Well, now.
That's why they call it Christmas disease.
Well, they do call it.
Not talking Christmas gift disease.
Now, that's one way to call it, and I think that's good to call it Christmas disease. But
Christmas disease is what happened to your blood.
Well, now what the doctors told me is it is a blood poisoning of. It's a word that I'm not a doctor, but it is a kind of blood poisoning that is very rare.
Last week you got in me.
Well, that's what they're saying, and looking back, I said, have you had cases of this before? You so rare, and I said, yes, we have. And the children, some of them, of course, grown men and young women today, but children over the years that have gotten in you after they have guessed, and they have guessed correctly what's in the Talking Christmas gift and gotten in. This is something, like I said, no offense to you, and if this is what it takes to have as good a time as I did inside of you, then so be it. I'll be fine with this. Christmas, you want to call it Christmas disease? That's so be it.
Christmas disease.
There ain't another disease I'd want to have. If I got to have a disease,
neither.
I want Christmas disease. And
little kids get sick and little kids die.
Well, that's the facts alive. Sometimes.
But not all the time, and not because of nothing I did.
Absolutely nothing. Now let me say this rare type of blood poisoning, it is incurable, but there are medications and salves and different things that you can use.
It's not that big a deal.
And you hardly notice it. And that's what I was told, and that's, I'm up and I'm here doing it today. Now, yesterday it was awful, I'll be honest, but they say you get over that. From there on, it's never as bad as it is when you first get it, is what the doctors told me. And
if you die, we welcome you back inside of me.
Well, I don't plan on dying, but if I did die, you can either rush me to the ambulance, what's the reason, because I'm already dead. Just go ahead and put me in the Talking Christmas gift. That's fine.
That's where many of us live.
Well, I'm happy to be there with you. And those of you I'd have a common interest, we could talk about our medical, problems that are similar. And nothing wrong with that. I like to do that a lot. You get on this Facebook. If you have a problem or something, you look for groups of the name of that disease or whatever, and you share with other people, and you come together, all with a purpose. Unfortunately, we have this issue, but when you talk about it, and I guarantee you, everybody in one of those Facebook, and there's 2 or 3 of them here in Murfreesboro, but every one of them, not one regretted, maybe a couple, but the majority, I will say, said it was worth every bit of it. I don't mind having to put this on me, rub this on, and take these pills because it was worth every minute I had inside that Talking Christmas gift.
Soon we'll all be one big swirling mist.
Well, I look forward to that, and I know everybody else does too, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you being here all year round, Talking Christmas gift. Provided this goes well enough, we're going to pick up a pace and get to it. Now, a lot's been going on here in Murfreesboro. I had that Talking Christmas gift. I mean, I know you are a local boy as well.
Born and raised.
A lot of different changes around here. And let me say, you see a lot of anger. You see a lot of people upset about the current situation, our current mayor. But
people need to get over it.
That's exactly right.
It's like Russia. People were mad about Russia.
For no reason.
Now nobody cares.
The way I look at it, let's say Russia did do it. What's wrong with another country doing another country a favor?
Helping out and being friends.
That's exactly what we're supposed to be. That's the kind of world I want to live in. I don't want to live when, well, I'm doing this behind your back and I'm doing that. And, if you have to do something behind somebody's back in order to help somebody else, and it's for the betterment of the world, so be it. And I'm grateful for that.
We don't need United Nations. We just need nations friends.
That's exactly right. Just nations friends. All those united, because they fuss and squabble all the time. I'd rather be in a room with a bunch of other different people from different countries who all got along. And if that's just President Trump and President Putin, if that's all who's in there, so be it. At least they're friendly. At least they're friendly. None of that fighting and fussing. We had enough of that.
Murfreesboro is better.
Murfreesboro is better. Some people don't think it is, but I think it's okay. A lot of people, they were upset, at these Russians. And, and people want to be upset at the Russians, so be it. If you want to spend your life bitter and mad, then be that way. And you hear around here now, people just are mad about Mayor Ghostbird. They don't like Mayor Ghostbird for whatever reasons, and I can't see why. I would never say that, and let me make it clear right now that Mayor Ghostbird, I think, is doing a great job.
He won. Get over it.
Fair and square. Mayor Jackie Broles, nothing against him personally, but as a mayor, just wasn't cutting it, and that's just how it had to be. He was deposed, and now we have a strong, vigilant, someone who seems to know what to do. And I'll say that right now. It may seem a little unorthodox and a little strange to some people, but as I understand it, and let me thank Mr. Drib, Mr. Eggbottom, and Mr. Brittlebeak. I want to thank them right now for helping me understand bird law, because Mayor Ghostbird just mainly just shrieks and squalls and things like that. But having those three gentlemen around to interpret that, to explain bird law to us laymen, us human beings, I appreciate it. They're his heralds. I've heard it put that way. He can squawk and explain it to us, and now I understand how this is supposed to work. And this is how the world's supposed to work as far as I'm concerned. I didn't know that before, but I'm grateful to have learned it, and I want to thank those gentlemen for helping me learn.
Flapping and shrieking and cooing.
All that sort of, yes.
And then they say, no, this is what he really meant.
Exactly. Because, we don't speak bird. I'm not a bird. You certainly not a bird.
No.
You could have a bird inside you, perhaps.
I don't.
Well, I think that's illegal now. I don't think anybody can have. I don't think birds are allowed indoors. That's one of the bird laws. All birds must be outdoors, free to the air. If I'm misquoting that, I apologize, Mayor Ghostbird. I haven't had a chance. I was so busy trying to get ready for this, our second chance. And let me make sure that everybody knows this isn't for broadcast. What this is for is a second chance, and it's a chance to pick up the pace and get right to it, and that's what we plan on doing here. But I haven't had a chance to go over that, to know the words exactly, but I do know, as long as I know birds are meant to be outside, that's pretty much all you need to know, I think.
They live outside, and snowbird is a travesty, a blasphemy.
Well, that's a shame, but I had to learn it that way. But it's a shame that I spent so many years enjoying snowbird and the jokes and the fun. And it's
local Channel 4 NBC affiliate in Nashville.
Snowbird, yeah.
Mascot tell you when school is closed.
School is closing, and the weather in general.
It.
Yeah, but I thought that was something, unbeknownst to me, I did not realize how offensive that was. And that's just my ignorance. Let me say right now, I want Mayor Ghostbird to know that, and I want everyone who follows bird law to know that this is a different time, a different space. I didn't see the world as I should have, and I've changed. I've learned.
You're a woke bird.
That's exactly right. I'm a woke bird, and I'm happy to be one on here. That's exactly what I am, and plan on being it all through the new year coming on us. We got a great new year. A lot of people seem to not like 2016 for various reasons. I'm not, some I understand. A lot of them I don't. I'll be honest. I think some good stuff happened this year. I know a lot of people seem to be upset that, we lose a lot of celebrities, and that's a shame. There's a lot of people I think that are entertaining that are no longer with us, and I wish they were still here entertaining us. But, at least we have what they did so long ago to look at or read or listen to, however you do it, to enjoy. That we're lucky to have that. So I don't know why you complain so much. There was a lot of good stuff that happened this year. That's what I just want to point out, the good things. As we say goodbye to 2016. Talking Christmas gift, can you share with me one of the great things you think that happened in the year 2016? And let's not dwell on the bad stuff like a lot of people want to do. Let's look at the hopeful, optimistic things that happened.
One time, I said, "What's in me?"
Uh-huh.
And a little girl said, "Let me look." And I said, "No, you have to guess first." And all the people laughed and laughed. And the little girl said, "A sandwich." And I said, "A sandwich." And everyone laughed and laughed.
Well, I can see that.
And you know what was in me?
What was that?
Guess.
Well, was this around Christmas time when this was happening? I mean, I know you are around. I want you to be around year-round all the time, but was this Christmas or last Christmas? Just out of curiosity.
Last Christmas.
Last Christmas, all right. Well, if that was last Christmas, then that was in 2015.
2015. My favorite memory.
Well, that's a great year too. That I don't have any particularly bad memories from 2015. But I think we were talking about 2016. We want to say goodbye to it. We're looking in the rearview mirror, and a lot of people don't like looking there. All they see is just bad, negative things. I just thought maybe we'd find a few good things that happened in 2016. Can you think of anything that happened in 2016? Talking Christmas gift.
I liked Suicide Squad.
What was it?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
I don't get out to the movies much.
Oh, the movies. Suicide Squad, huh? What kind of movie is that? I don't know if I saw that one. Superheroes. Now, I like those superheroes. If it's a superhero in it, I bet it was good. Now, I don't know. I know the old Batman. I know the Superman. I know Spider-Man. I know Brakeman. I know Bullet Man. I know all of them. But I don't know this Suicide Squad, but I wish I did. I have to look into that, and I look forward to seeing that.
I watch movies by people putting a TV in me and a Blu-ray player, and they put it on play, and I sit here with my eyes closed, and it's in me.
Well, that's a unique perspective, and it's nice to hear different perspectives. Me, normally I just sit in the living room and turn on the DVD player and let it rip. We hit play, pause, or, when you get up to go to the bathroom or go to, get a snack or whatever. That's how I do it. I never had anything inside me. I wouldn't know how to hit the buttons on the remote control if it were, that way.
You just let it play.
Just let it play. Well,
in you.
That's the way to do it. Just let things play out, right? Let things play the way they should.
Don't get so worried about it.
Exactly. Calm down. I'm sorry, things are bad, but they're not. First off, you need to
sandwich.
Got to get over yourself. A sandwich inside you.
Things are great.
Now, one time, I don't know you. I don't think that you're necessarily known for having food in you, but last week, if I remember correctly, we had some assorted cheeses inside you. So
yes.
It's not too far-fetched. I'd say that a sandwich, you just add a little bit to that, you got a sandwich.
Bread?
Add a little bread, yeah.
Meat.
Sure.
Mustard.
A little mayo.
Well, I love to eat things that are in me. I'm starving.
Well, now, see, that's unique to me. That things are inside of you, and yet you're still starving. See, I'm fascinated by this, the things you learn. Because when I think of something inside of me, I think, well, that's inside of my stomach. I've eaten it, and now I'm no longer hungry. So having something in you and not having ate it yet is an interesting perspective and new to me that I'd love to hear about, and I'm sure some of our listeners would too.
It's like being alive and not alive at the same time.
Huh.
Like some of my favorite friends.
Friends eat the same way. You all have things inside of you?
Traditions.
Traditions are what make this country great, and everyone should have their traditions, and we should be able to celebrate our traditions however they may be.
How do you feel?
Pardon?
You feel okay?
They gave me a shot of this. I'm not sure what it was. Got me up on my feet. I was having some of my speech, and that's what you really have to have working is your speech. You have to have it going good on here if you're going to do this sort of thing. And like I said, we're picking it up, the pace, and we're going to get right to it. That's what we're doing here. Again, let everyone know this isn't for broadcast. This isn't for listening ears. This is just for judgment and judgment alone, not to listen to. So we're going to do our best to do that, but I need to talk. I got to have my tongue and my lips are working and my teeth when I need them. And I'll be honest, before they gave me this shot, there was a little bit of slurring going on. And when I got home after that day, the wife, she thought, now you had one too many. You've been, and we made an agreement. Let me make this clear first off, because this may not be funny to anybody else unless you know the situation. We made an agreement years ago to stay in our marriage that I would not drink alcohol. And I think that's a fine agreement. It's something I had to do to keep her trust and love, and I'm grateful that I did it. But when she saw me coming in and my speech the way it was, she thought after 36 years that I had a drink. And, of course, that turned out not to be the case. It was just a rare blood poisoning situation that I had gotten into by getting inside the talking Christmas gift. Turns out everyone that has gotten inside the talking Christmas gift, well, now, let's see here. I apologize about this. Yes. All right. Yes, sir. We'll get to it. I'll get right to it. That's right. Get right to it. All right. All right. Thank you. We appreciate the chance. We appreciate you listening. Thank you, sir. All right. So let's get right to it. We need to pick up the pace here and see what we can do. A lot going on in the world today, talking Christmas gift. A lot going on in the world. A lot of exciting things. Like we're in store for a lot of changes, good changes. We're optimistic about this country. And what do you do when you're optimistic and you're happy and everybody's thrilled to death that the country is going to be going in the right direction, is going to be great again? What do you have? You have a celebration. Am I right?
A celebration.
A celebration is what you want to have. Unity. Come together. Let's look to the future.
Healing.
That's exactly right. And we usually have these celebrations, these great celebrations, on Inauguration Day, the day that our President Trump,
January 26th,
places his hand right there on the Bible, and he is sworn in to be the next president of the United States. Now, if that's something that's not to celebrate, then
when Trump puts his hand on the Bible, all heaven will stop.
For a moment it will.
And look.
Absolutely.
And God will go, what was that?
That's exactly right. And then someone will tell God, that's President Trump. And he'll say, well, I'm going to have to look into that fella. That's what he'll say.
I want to meet him.
Absolutely. Everybody should want to meet him. And it's not just about celebrity. People say that, oh, I see. Because, I'll be honest, there's people who want to meet me, and I'm sure you deal with this too, talking Christmas gift.
Oh, tell me about it.
People want to meet you because they've seen you in the mall, or they've seen you here.
Mob scene.
But I guarantee you about this. People who've stopped me, whether I'm enjoying some French fries or whatever it is I'm eating, wherever I'm at, and can you sign this? Can you say that? And all this. And I try to be nice, but, I'm going to be honest. These people, they don't feel as if, they've seen somebody that they recognize, and that's what you're supposed to do. They don't necessarily feel that they're next to or close to greatness. That's how I feel about that. Now, that's different with our President Trump, and it's just not because he's president, and it's just not because he was a reality TV show star. It's because he's a great man and because he has great ideas and because he's going to make this country great again. And these are things that I think personally should be celebrated.
I can't wait.
Well,
every star in Hollywood must be coming out to shake Trump's hand.
Well, now that's what you would think, but for some reason...
I can't wait.
Well, you're going to be waiting for a while because evidently, and this to me is just unprofessional, and I've been writing everybody's name that I am aware of. I have a professional list and I have an unprofessional list, and every single person I've heard, well, I'm not going to serve my country. I'm not going to serve my president.
What?
I'm going to refuse. I'm going to go out of my way to be unpatriotic.
What?
And I think a lot of these people, if I remember correctly, these musicians and movie stars, all this, instead of being at the inauguration, they are going to be somewhere else and have a camera going or something, and they're all going to be burning American flags. Now that's...
I pay their salary.
You're exactly right, and that's the reason I'm writing each and every one of these names down on my, unprofessionally. You're an entertainer, first off. You can have some opinions. Everybody has political opinions. You got to get through this world some way, somehow, and deal with that. And keep it to yourself. We don't need to know it. We don't need to hear about it. We really don't. I'm not interested in old what is his name? Mission Impossible man. I don't care who he voted for or why he doesn't like our current president and why he doesn't want to sing a song or dance or whatever it is he does.
I want him to like Trump.
He should like Trump. And then you know what? I have a feeling when he wins in the next 4 years, a lot of these no-show people, we're going to see a lot of them showing up in the next 4 years. I guarantee you.
Can't wait.
I can't wait either. But so far, there have been some people not going to go, having trouble finding people there. And I want to know, first off, he may be just that he's too old. Lee Greenwood, where is he? And if he hasn't been asked, he should be.
Lee Greenwood has been inside me.
Lee Greenwood has been inside you. I did not know that.
Funny story.
I would love to hear. This is the place to tell it right here, and I know everybody else would love to hear the talking Christmas gift. Now, you have had the Lee Greenwood inside of you. Well, let me hear it. I'd love to hear about that.
1986.
Mm-hmm.
Probably peak Greenwood.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He was doing a free show down at the mall.
Uh-huh. As he did often. He loved performing. He loved to lift people's spirits. If there was a mall or a store or a gas station where he could just start singing and make everyone happy, he did it and did it often. You don't find many entertainers like that.
He come running down trying to get away from everybody wanted to touch him.
Right. Oh, around the 80s that time, yeah, everybody wanted. Yeah.
Get his autograph.
Absolutely.
Get a picture with him.
Sure.
He come round the corner and said, I need to hide in that box.
And he didn't even realize.
And I said, you mean me? He jumped back and said, well, I can't say what he said.
Well,
he was scared.
People like that, and there used to be people that like that sort of thing, like the Beatles, or everybody, everywhere they went, just people chasing them, and they thought that was cute and that was fun. But it's a very scary situation. I would personally, I've never been in that situation. Ain't nobody been screaming about me, but it would terrify me, and I would certainly be looking for the nearest hole or box or anything I could get in if I had all these people after me. I don't blame him at all.
I didn't make him guess. I just let him in.
Just let him on in there. Well, that's interesting. I never thought in a million years that I would have anything in common with Lee Greenwood, and here it is. He has also been inside the Talking Christmas Gift, which means he also has a rare blood disease.
75% chance.
75% chance. Well,
he'll join us someday.
Oh, well, when it's time, I suppose, for those sort of things. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Lee Greenwood, if you haven't called him, then that's on the Trump people, and that's not Trump himself, because, he's too busy getting ready to run the world. He doesn't have time to put these sort of shows together. So I put this on a lot of them as well. I don't think they're doing the job. If this were The Apprentice, I guarantee you right now, some of the people trying to set up this inauguration ball, they would have been fired.
Can't he get people who were on The Apprentice to be at his inauguration?
There were plenty of people on that show. Now, I didn't watch it religiously.
That's about the level I think he should be aiming for.
Well,
that high star wattage.
If they have time, you would think, to do a reality TV show, which I'm not trying to belittle that. That's hard work. I understand. If you have time to do that, you should have time to serve your country and to stand up at a time when your country needs you most of all. And being that whoever these people trying to put this together, get this show up and running, are not doing a too good job. If you hear this and if you need, first off, let me let you know, as long as they give me another one of these shots and get my mouth working the way it should, I'm available. And I'm guessing you would be too. Is that correct?
Me too.
the talking Christmas gift. Let me just throw this out there right now, because you never know. Some people, this is how these things happen. You never know. It's always
you have to sell yourself, no one else.
Exactly. You have to take chances and get out there, and that's what we're going to do now. The talking Christmas gift, and myself, Bill Barrynut, we are more than available. Would love to perform at your inauguration. Now, I don't sing. Let me say the first. Right off, I do not sing, but what I do is I can talk it through, because I have done that in the past. You've seen me do that at some functions, and on the show you have a guest that they want to do a duet or something, but I can talk right through it, say all the words exactly when they're supposed to be said in the song. I just don't sing it, I talk it, and usually when I find that I do that, it really does highlight the singer that I'm doing that with, and people appreciate that. So I am able to do that. Do you sing Talking Christmas Gift? I think I remember.
I'm more of a talker, too.
Well, I think I remember not too long ago, if I remember, the station had like the end of the year sort of thing. Now, this is a few years back, but we did a little karaoke there, and if I remember, you got up there and sang pretty good as far as I can remember.
Well, normally I like to talk it through, but when the other person's talking it through, that's when I jump in and I just do what I can.
Well, that's all you can do, and that's what we're doing right now. We are definitely going to pick up the pace and get right to it. We appreciate.
What did we sing? It was ABBA.
I don't know all the names of those karaoke songs. I know a few. There's so many karaoke songs.
I love karaoke songs.
I do too. There's so many good ones. There's so many of them. I just can't remember all the names. But if it's a karaoke song, it's a good song as far as I'm concerned. It's on there for a reason. I'm getting up there in age. I can't remember all the things that I used to.
Rhiannon.
What is it?
Rihanna.
Rihanna. All right. Is that a song?
Yeah, we sung it.
Rihanna.
They wanted us to do Damn Camelot.
Now that I do know, I had the good fortune to see Robert Goulet perform that at the God Rest His Soul.
Victor Mileage wanted us to do Damn Camelot.
He did. He changed the name. I know that's a little racy for some people, a little bit too much to put the D word at the top of it, but he had a vision. Unfortunately, that I was injured. I had an accident around that time, if I remember correctly.
Accident.
I had an accident and was unable to do that. And let me tell you right now, you talk about a good friend, this is unheard of in the kind of business that we're in and what we do. Let me say it right now, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but I want, in the Christmas spirit, to let you know about love, brotherly love, and people coming together and standing up for one another. You could have gone on and done that. He could have gone on and been in damn Camelot, excuse me. They were talking to I'm not going to mention names, but they were talking to a local newsman in the Rutherford County area, who did the local news. And what did you tell them? I don't mean to embarrass you right here. I don't, but what did you tell them?
I said, look, this news guy's a total stiff. I do it with Barrynut or I walk.
Now, that's unheard of somebody standing up for somebody like that. And I feel like when you do a good deed like that, and I get to feeling better after, if I have an accident, depending on the accident or blood disease, whatever it is, there's different down times that you have to have. But I think because of your graciousness in that situation, that's going to come around back to you. And you and I, before anybody knows it, are going to be up on that stage, right up there doing Damn Camelot, and there'll be
for Donald Trump.
No place I'd rather be. Well, he'd be, yeah, sure, he could do it, absolutely. He could do whatever he wants. He's a man of many facets, many talents. I don't doubt he'd be. I've never heard him sing, but I don't doubt that he could.
Did Lee Greenwood ever have a reality show?
Not that I'm aware of, but there are so many, and they're all usually pretty good reality shows. There's just so many of them.
Yours was real good.
Well, it was only on the air for a little while, and I appreciate you saying that. It's,
cracking up with the berry nuts.
Well, me and the family, and it turns out that situation, it was a great experience. I'm grateful for it, but in hindsight, I think that did more damage to the family. I think that's when.
Did they make more than those 2 episodes?
Well, I don't think that they did, and there are still repercussions of just doing those 2. Thank goodness it didn't get picked up. That's how I look at it. I look at it as a blessing. Sometimes God puts things in your life that you think is a tragedy, and turns out it's not, because had we done more than 2, I think that, my boys, or at least one of them, might be doing something a lot harder than community service. I'll say that right now, and he's doing great. He's helping the community. He's paying his debt to society. But just those 2 that we did, had I known the turmoil it was going to bring into my family, I would have never done it. At the time, it seemed exciting. It seems like we wanted to do this, we wanted to do that, and it just seemed what I was supposed to do. Turns out it wasn't, and we lived through it, though. Well, we got through it. That's all that matters.
God put something in your path.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to do it. You can't say, no thanks, God.
Well,
you would say that.
Well,
and I'll tell you this. When I was watching Cracking Up with the Berry Nuts, I told my wife, I said, I don't like those sons.
Well, they can come off a little, it's a way that I felt that they, you put someone on camera, it changes you when you talk on them. Like, if you talk to me in the grocery store, it's different than talking to me right now. Am I right?
It is.
And
it's colder.
Well, it is cold in here. That's one thing, but they couldn't get that.
And in the freezer section?
Couldn't.
I guess it is a lot alike.
Well, it is. It can be, yeah. If you're in the freezer section, absolutely. It's the temperatures. It's going to be a little cold in that area. But
I told my wife it should all be Bill Berry Nut and maybe a little Nancy.
Well, bless your heart for that. And let me just make clear. I love my boys. They're just the sweetest can be. They're grown men now. They'll always be boys to me.
They are pretty old.
But some people, it's hard to find your calling, whether it's having a happy marriage or having a family or being on a reality show. Some things are not for some people, and we got to be careful putting expectations on people.
Some people never find a calling.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Unfortunately, it's a sad thing. Something I don't like to think about around the holidays, though, because it's still I know Christmas is behind me, but to me it's always Christmas up until the New Year's. That all stays Christmas, and then after New Year's, that's when you get back to the grind of things. I think so. It's still Christmas. It's still Christmas.
It's Christmas in me all year round.
And you're exactly right. And I'm grateful to have you here with me. And like I said, it's still the Christmas season. No one you'd rather be with than the Talking Christmas Gift, and I'm grateful to have you right here. What else is happening in the news now? Did you watch the news that way? We're supposed to get right to it and pick it up.
What's in me?
Well, let me see here. What's in me?
Rockets.
The Rockettes, now this is a funny situation. I don't quite understand it. Somebody said that the Rockettes, that's a traditional show business. They're icons of the business. They've been doing that for how many years and years? Those women have been kicking and dancing like that for just forever. And
I don't know.
A long time. I'll guarantee you that. And they get in a line. Let me explain what they do here if you're not unfamiliar with this. They get in a line and they kick in the air. And they do it in a way that it's all synchronized. Like all the legs go up and come down at the same time.
Real hard.
Yes, absolutely. They're not
fooling around.
Absolutely, they're up there. They've been doing it for years. That's what they do.
In a line.
They will kick in a line, and it's just something to see if you haven't seen it. New York-based, I believe, the Broadway stage and Rockefeller Center, those sort of things. They show up and do this wonderful
Broadway show, The Rockettes.
Great show. You should see it. Take your family up there. There's nothing quite like it. Now, when we heard that all of these other people with their noses up in the air thinking that, I've got better things to do than serve my country and bring my country together and be patriotic. The Rockettes, from what we understood, were not that way. When they were asked to perform, they were going to line up in front of the White House there, and he's going to have his hand on the Bible, and they were all just going to be kicking in this strong, aggressive manner it's entertaining, and it was going to be spectacular. It sounded great. Now, I don't know, are they still performing or not? I can't understand it. And this is maybe something to do with that fake news people talk about so much. You hear one thing, and then 5 minutes later you hear something different.
The Rockettes are fake news. They don't exist.
They don't exist. Now, I don't know if that's true.
Snopes it.
Now, I'm pretty sure over the years now I have seen something about the Rockettes where they're kicking. Have I got the name wrong?
Well, could you tell if it was a Rockette or just another kicking girl?
Well, I think I remember it being on the news. Well, there you go, right there. There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Well, who wants anybody fake showing up at this inauguration to begin with?
Get Lee Greenwood. It ain't hard.
Nothing more true blue and realistic and real than Lee Greenwood, who I hope is in the best of health.
He won't be around forever.
Now's the chance. If he hasn't been asked,
that seems like a pretty big oversight.
That's not my job to be there telling these people how to put on an inauguration. But Trump, I know President Trump is very, very busy. Getting ready to run the world, trying to make friends with the world on Twitter, which is a new tool. People complain about that. Why not use something new and different? We're heading toward the future. I know some people are like, well, I want windmill air, or I want water gasoline, or electricity gasoline, or whatever it is.
Keep dreaming.
I want something new. And here we have a president doing something new. Oh, I don't like that. Well, that tells me a lot right there.
Hypocrites.
That's exactly right. That's what it tells me. But he's been on there talking to other countries, talking to people. You know, how much money did it cost Obama to get into a plane and fly him and his family? That's the taxpayers' money, too. Over to another country, him to get out, them, the band coming out. I understand he's president. I understand they have to do that. But evidently you don't have to do that, because if I want to talk to somebody, I want to use the most modern technology. I don't want to go by boat. I don't want to go on a plane. I want to get on one of these computers or these phones or however it works and get right to it, which is what we're trying to do today, is pick up the pace and get right to it. So if President Trump needs to talk to whatever country it is, whether it be Norway or Japan or China or whoever, there's so many of them. You could go on forever. He can just get on a computer or a phone, hit a few buttons, and how much does that cost the taxpayers?
Christmas disease group, where you talk to everyone.
Absolutely.
Who got sick.
Well, just the people in that. It's a private group. I'm not going to say who's in it. All
over the world.
I've always had my worn my heart on my sleeve, so I don't have a problem of letting it out there. And we had a little scare. I was just couldn't get my mouth working right. Had a shot early this afternoon. They said, take another second chance. By the way, it is a second chance, and let me remind everyone that this is not for broadcasting purposes. This is not for enjoyment.
No.
This is simply to a yes or no card goes along with it, and there'll be some men checking it as they go down it, listening, judging this, as I say. I don't even like to say listen. I say judging. So that's all that this is for. This isn't for a listening usage at all.
What's in me?
What is in you? Let's see. Now, I'm going to take a wild guess, and I'm going to, and the reason I'm guessing, I'm going to say, like I said, you had some assorted cheeses in you, so I know food gets in there every now and then. And it's just because of the smell. I'm going to say it. Is it bacon?
Obama saying he could have won.
Obama saying he could have won. Can you imagine
Beat
such a thing?
Trump.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. And now,
sore loser.
Now, as our president said, he's supposed to say that. Now, he did say that on this Twitter. He let everybody know, as Obama should have, because he's a president, and I guarantee you, Trump understands. Now, when he gets to be president, he's going to be saying boastful things too. It may not seem like that now, but when he becomes president, he has every right to, because he is the president. Now, Obama has a record of saying things that are untrue. Take it how you want to. But as president, he was allowed to say it, and he was allowed to boast. And I like that our President Trump is giving him the leeway to doing that, even though that's just the biggest hogwash I've ever heard in my life.
Can you imagine?
Wasn't he out there every day for that Hillary Clinton, if I remember correct, that criminal out there supporting her? All that he put in him and his wife and everybody.
Lock her up.
That's right. Absolutely, lock her up.
Lock her up.
That's where she belongs.
Lock him up.
Well, he's president right now.
Lock him up.
Hey now, he's our president. I don't like all these young people saying, not my president. No, Obama is my president. Not going to be here pretty soon. Pretty soon, that's all going to be over with. And we'll talk about that. But right now, he's got to do what he's got to do. And our President Trump, President-elect Trump, as I should say, has got to do
my president.
What he's got to do. And one thing he could have easily done is beat Obama had Obama been allowed
wrestle him to
run
the
again.
ground.
Absolutely.
And lock him up. Twist his arms behind his back.
We'll discuss that.
And lock him up.
We'll have this conversation if we're fortunate enough to get another chance or get, a permanent stay here where people could listen to it. After January 27th, and Obama is a regular citizen again, I think we should be able to talk about him however we want to. I mean, whatever
Not
it is.
my president.
Well, he won't be then, will he?
No.
That's exactly right. So I'm going. Let's wait. Let's save that conversation on that date, and we will have it. And I tell you something else.
What date is it? I want to write it down.
It's the 24th, I believe. It's the 24th of January. Say goodbye.
That might be right.
To the old agenda. Welcome to the new, and America starts to get great.
What's in me? What's in me?
Well, let's see what's in you. Let me see. Is there something I missed? Nuclear weapons. Now, this is something else people are going on and on about. Nuclear weapons that our president shouldn't be talking about nuclear weapons. Well, who should be talking? I'd rather have a president talking about nuclear weapons than some terrorist. That don't make a bit of sense to me. Our president shouldn't be discussing. And I don't want anybody else discussing it but him and Putin. I think they're the only people that should be discussing this. And until they decide, they tell us who else is allowed, and then I'll go along with that as well. But for people to say, oh, he shouldn't say that, he shouldn't, he's unpresidential, which is ridiculous to say about him by doing this. If he wants to get the arms race going, then I trust his judgment. We elected him to follow his judgment, for him to show the way, to make America great again, and that's what he's going to do.
Why is arms race bad?
Do you remember when Ronald Reagan was engaged in what they like to call an arms race? Do you remember that back? It's a little while back, but I was alive, and I remember. Do you remember that talking, Chris?
People say they were scared. I felt safe.
I felt safe, too. I knew that Ronald Reagan was in charge of the nuclear weapons, and how could that man do anything wrong with them, which he didn't. And if I remember correctly, there was an arms race throughout a lot of his, until he took the wall down and invited them to come over to go to the grocery store.
He won that race.
He absolutely won that race. People don't even want you competing anymore. That's how this sense has fallen over this country, and that's the reason it needs to change. And some people may not be ready for it, but I am, and I'm grateful for President Trump. And let's get that arms race going, because we're going to win it. If Reagan can win it, then good Lord Almighty, President Trump is going to win it.
He can win it.
He absolutely can. Well, I want to thank our higher-ups, the men who make the smart decision. Well, hang on. Well, speak of the devil. There we go. Yes? Hello? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, we weren't supposed to mention that. All right. Well, all right, sir. All right, thank you. We're gonna pick it up. Yes, sir. Okay. Hello. All right.
Are we done?
No.
Are we done?
We need to get done right now, so let's do that.
Get in me.
All right. I'm gonna climb in there, and I'm gonna say goodbye.
Bring the twigs.
What harm can it do now? I've had this shot,
Yeah.
and I'm ready to get inside and
Hurry.
hang on, man. I had a little bit of trouble seeing this thing is coming back. And I need nothing. I need nothing tight. Hang on. I'm getting. Oh. I'm hanging on the knot.
Are you tired?
I'm up in my.
Are
well,
you
my
getting
mouth doesn't get to going.
tired?
It all. Hang on.
Shh. Don't fight it. Just let it come. Don't fight it. Just let it come. Now the mini one. days after that. And I said I had to get some of my handlers to come in and some of my helpers. And I had my wife, told my wife, said, look in me and see what's making me cough. And what it was, people said, well, you know, I bet you got some of his beard in there. And they kept looking and looking. They couldn't find, and they got the vacuum. They took me down to the car wash, and they had a whole pocket full of quarters, and they just vacuumed the inside of me, and they never got no beard hair. And finally, what it was way in the back of me, a little piece of Velcro off Lee Greenwood's jacket. It got snagged and come off, a little piece of Velcro, back when jackets had Velcro on them. When that was the big thing. And I just cough and gag and cough. How do you feel?